Yep. Thanks, if I did. Hey everyone. Good to see you. Thanks for coming out. I'm Saneel, currently a researcher at Alchemia, where we build hash rate products. But I guess my journey in crypto started almost 2 years ago. Was part of my university's like crypto organization, Cal Blockchain, and was just developing internal tools for them. Someone sent me a DeFi guide back in last April, and actually some of DeFi that stuff later in the summer. Got really hooked. Was like reading white paper, research paper every day for that summer, and I thought this was the greatest thing. So around like June, July was also when I started, entering a few yield farms, entering a few swap positions, just because I think these systems were very elegantly designed, and I wanted to bet on them. Um, that journey kind of led me to Polychain, actually working under Niraj, where I was there for almost half a year, mainly on the research and investment team. Also helped out build some data pipelines and strategies for some DeFi strategies, and then left Polychain, was heading some governance initiatives again at Cal Blockchain before, and also helping with some core protocol work over at Cozy Finance, while continuing to yield farm and slowly start to trade some JPEGs too. And then I actually briefly joined as a junior partner over at Dragonfly back in May, and was there pretty much throughout the better half of the summer. But decided, it was time to go build. So ended up joining Alchemia to build some fairly 0 to 1 derivatives. And I think historically, I had spent most of my time in DeFi as a researcher. I think what Alex, previously said about a lot of those conversations being closed, is fairly accurate, right? So it's like, while there are a few pieces of public research and thoughts that I've put out on podcasts like Block Crunch with Jason Choi, or on the Dragonfly Research blog or elsewhere. I think a lot of that nice alpha comes behind closed doors. So, for example, I think back in September, October, me and one of the other researchers at Polychain had called the NFT craze before it really taken off, right? But that was something that never really surfaced, something that we didn't really talk about publicly, right? And I think it's really funny because one of the first things that really got me hooked into crypto actually wasn't Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything else. It was actually information markets and numerai. And I was really fascinated by this idea of crowd intelligence and hive intelligence, because there's like very nice literature in traditional AI where you create like some sort of hive intelligence algorithm, and like commodities traders actually end up being like way more profitable when they share information. So I think seeing that model work with something like numerai, where or Polymarket, right, was really interesting. But the thing, as again mentioned in DeFi and in crypto, is that there's very large degrees of information asymmetry, right? So you don't have it like public markets where everyone has access to the same information and can go trade models with that, right? So I think bringing that to the forefront is something that I'm pretty passionate about, because I think just overall wisdom of the crowd tends to win out in the long run, right? And having been kind of on the venture side, yeah, there is some level of information privilege that you get. I still get to enjoy even as a researcher at Alchemia, just talking with my friends or talking with companies I've angel invested or other investors they've angel invested alongside. And that's something I'm really excited to share, sort of with the community, right? Just bringing the access on like, okay, what are the new protocols? In addition to that, I think also, as I mentioned, background is a researcher primarily in mechanism design, tokenomics and security. So kind of just adding the technical bend on it, being the guy that yes, will sit down and read the white paper and get on call with the team and just grill them about attack vectors for a while. Is something that I hope to do for all of you. And oh man, getting wrecked. When have we not gotten wrecked? But I think probably the worst one was, sometimes you just see an incredibly high APY and you really just like turn your brain off. I remember one day being on Harvest Finance and I saw the basis gold share USDC pool. And like my heart, I knew it was a terrible idea, right? I knew this thing was definitely going to get rugged and go to zero. But you see like 20,000% APY and you're just like, okay, I'll be in and out like 15 minutes. So yeah, when it started LPing that, first like 5, 6 hours, you already made $70. It's like, it's going great. And then like I go out to lunch and I come back and someone had already drained the entire like basis cold like token back to zero. And yeah, luckily, luckily didn't risk too much money, but that was a great 8 hours of farming. But yeah, excited to be on and hear from the other candidates.